Hey guys, welcome to Vista Ventures. I'm Caleb. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to do a quick review on the trekking poles that both Dave and I are currently using. Now these guys are Cascade Mountain Tech carbon fiber trekking poles, which we found on Amazon and have been thoroughly pleased with these guys. So we're just going to kind of dive in here and just give you a quick review on the features of these and how they've held up for us. So we were previously just using aluminum trekking poles with kind of the twist lock feature to extend them out. And I kind of had some issues with my set where they kind of jammed up on me and didn't want to adjust anymore. So I was looking for a new set of poles and kind of stumbled across these. They had really good reviews and were made out of carbon fiber. I'm like, well, what the heck, we'll give it a shot. I think these were like 40 bucks or something when I bought them. So it's like, well, we'll see how it goes. And we couldn't have been more pleased with how these poles have performed for us. I've probably got at least 300 miles on mine, probably a little bit more, and kind of been used and abused, and so far so good. Haven't had any issues with the locks, or haven't had them crack or anything like that. So these poles each weigh about 8 ounces a piece, now minus the duct tape I've got on mine. So they're about 8 ounces a piece, so about 1 pound for the pair. Now these guys do feature a cork grip up here on the top as kind of the main grip, and then it also has a foam grip down here, which is really nice for when you're going uphill. If you don't want to take the time to adjust the poles, to shorten them up a little bit, you can just kind of switch your grip from here to here while you're going up the hill, and it's just a really nice feature. I'm partial to the cork grip myself. I know people have preferences on whether they like, cork grips or foam grips, but for me, the cork grip on this has held up really well. Has a lot of texture to it. Haven't had it, slip or anything out of my hands, so it's just been really nice. They do come stock with wrist straps. I don't like wrist straps on my trekking poles personally, so I've taken mine off of here, which is easy. You just have to drift this pin out and then you can just pull them out. But they do come stock with the wrist straps attached. So on down, they do have these cam locks, which kind of remind you of, a higher end pole. So it just has this cam lock here that you just cam over, cam back, and then adjust the thing out. Now these poles do adjust from 26 inches, which is down, completely collapsed, out to 54 inches maximum length. These cam locks are also somewhat adjustable in terms of the tension. There's just a little screw right there. If you just tighten that in or loosen it a little bit, it'll just change the tension on how much force you got to put on this cam lock to cam it over. Works really great. These do kind of come loose a little bit periodically, so you just kind of got to play with them to tighten them back up. But so far I haven't had any issues with them, coming loose on the trail or anything like that. Just from use camming it back over, sometimes they'll work loose a little bit, and you just tighten them back up before you cam it over to lock it down. So haven't had any issues with those whatsoever, so I couldn't be more satisfied. Now the poles are marked in both centimeters and inches, which is nice. So no matter which system you're used to, you can quickly adjust the pole to whatever length that you need, which is a really nice feature. Now another thing that these poles do come with are a bunch of different attachments here for the front end. They come with just like a rubber cap on here, particularly if you were doing some road walking or something, just to protect the carbide tip on the end here. You can slip that on. Also comes with these kind of goofy looking kind of feet, rubber feet that you could put on here. I think that's if you're doing like primarily road walking, just kind of like rocks over as you're walking. Haven't used those, but it does come with them. Also, it does come with just kind of the standard kind of sized trekking pole basket here, and it also comes with snow baskets. If you're using these guys out in some winter hiking or something like that, it comes with snow baskets, which is nice, and it comes with all of this with no extra cost, which is a real benefit. again, I can't say that we've had any issues with these whatsoever, and Dave and I haven't been easy on them, and we've had them on some pretty rough technical hikes, you know, getting them wedged down between rocks. I know on the Laurel Highlands, Dave actually had one of his poles both get kind of stuck between some rocks all at the same time, and he kind of fell forward, you know, kind of fell on the poles, and you know, they didn't break or anything. And then if you've seen the Black Forest Trail video that we did, I actually took a pretty good skid with my poles where I was coming down a deep draw there and slipped on a rock and fell down, and I actually put all of my weight trying to catch myself on the pole, and rather than snap, the thing just collapsed up in, which was great. You know, all I had to do is uncam it, pull it back out, and you know, relock it, and we were ready to go again. So I don't know if, you know, maybe there on like a, you know, a higher end pole like a Lecky or a Black Diamond or something, you know, if maybe their cam locks are a higher quality and would have held that, and then I'd have probably snapped the pole. I don't know, but I was really impressed because I thought for sure, I'm like, well, I just snapped my trekking pole, but no, it withstood it and just, you know, just collapsed down, and then I was able to just cam it open and draw it back out and, you know, finish the hike. We had like another 10 miles or so to go, and you know, we've got 100+ miles on it since then, so haven't had any issues with these guys whatsoever. As far as like budget trekking poles go, I'm sure there's probably some other ones out there that are really nice, but these guys were a super nice find, and Dave and I endorsed the heck out of them. I mean, we tell anybody that's looking for a good set of trekking poles, it's like, you know, if you don't want to drop $100-150 on a set of Leckies or Black Diamonds or something, it's like, you might want to pick these guys up, especially if you're just getting into backpacking or something and aren't sure if you're going to like it, and you know, don't want to drop that kind of coin and then figure out like, I don't really like trekking poles or something like that. These are definitely a really good option. I think I checked on Amazon here this morning and they were like $45 right now on Amazon, so significantly cheaper than, you know, a set of Leckies or something like that, you know, at least half the cost. So again, we highly endorse these and would recommend them to anybody, and we're just going to keep using these guys as long as they you know, as long as they hold up. We're just going to keep on using them and probably just end up buying another set if and when we eventually you know, break these. Now, one thing that I do like is the amount of adjustment that these guys have. Adjusting up to, you know, 54 inches is really nice. Is really nice for me when I'm setting up my hammock tarp in like porch mode or something like that. It's just nice having that extra adjustment, you know, to be able to really pitch the tarp up. And I'm sure also, you know, if you're using a pole supported tent, something like a Z-Pack duplex or a tarp tent notch or something like that, just nice being able to have that, you know, that extra adjustment, and just in case you're, you know, find yourself in kind of a crappy setup or something, you know, where the terrain isn't real nice and you just need a little bit extra, you know, rather than, you know, I know some people like the poles that are a fixed length that are just, you know, just long enough for them. It's just what they need. And I'm sure in terms of weight savings and stuff, for the people that are really, you know, crunching the ounces and the grams, that, you know, that's probably a good thing for them. But for me, since I'm carrying this thing anyway, you know, it's not on my back, it's in my hands, I'm putting it on the ground. The extra weight savings of a fixed length pole over, you know, something like this that's fully adjustable, I just don't see it personally. I like having the extra adjustment, just kind of gives me that extra versatility. So guys, definitely recommend checking these guys out if you're looking to get into trekking poles. You haven't used trekking poles before, and you want to get a decent set and not, you know, break the bank. I'd say these are definitely a really good budget trekking pole. They've held up really great for me and Dave, and we're just going to continue to use them. So with that, guys, as always, get outdoors, have fun, and embrace the uphill. Till next time, this is Vista Ventures.